sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
I just choked down chocolate chip cookies and Grandpa's femur. Femur.
We make money now?
No, we had to pay
So
them.
this episode, it's just too slippery. I'm slicing everything.
Every time I swing my 5-iron, it goes up that guy's ass.
Welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's your host, Jim and Foo.
Good shows. Newsroom
Yeah.
was Aaron Sorkin, the same writer of The West Wing, or same
Okay.
producer, creator.
I don't know who that is, but that's right.
The writing caliber
Uh-huh.
of Breaking Bad
Okay.
is in both of those shows, not from I'm drawing a blank on the creator of
Breaking Bad.
but
Some guy.
the acting, the script writing, and the tone of the show is very engaging, very cerebral. It's not a sitcom.
Yeah.
It is a drama.
Uh-huh.
That you it's not a young adult thing. It's not a children's thing. It is.
I think what kind of turned me off about that show was the maybe the fact that it was political in nature, right?
I certainly when it was fresh out, so that it was maybe late 90s and early 2000s. I think they had 7 seasons of West Wing. That it was not. I didn't watch it during those years. I was not into government, civics, politics.
Yeah.
That was all I was drinking and having fun with Venus and boating and being outside and camping and all that other shit.
Yeah.
I was not watching TV. I did all my computer shit for work, and then once I was done with work, I was doing shit outside. It wasn't until late 2000s late 2000s where I started like, well, now that I'm a father, perhaps I should start getting into some of these more things. And
Wow.
I think it was after Breaking Bad where I started looking for other what other shows, and it was like a common theme. It was like, if you like the writing in here, I can't tell you if it was like an algorithm thing that pointed me there, or someone said, boy, if you like this, like a word of mouth. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Amazing. Newsroom, where West Wing was following, obviously the West Wing, the presidency, and all the staff there, and how politics mingles around. Newsroom centered around essentially like a CNN. And they used topical current events to then create pretty much the same way they did with West Wing. Topical current events with a twist, so that it wasn't like Osama bin Laden kind of thing. But there were
fictional
twists
on.
But so there was an attachment to, wow, this is really happening here. And this is how a fictional story may be covering it there. The acting, again, was... Jeff Daniels is an amazing actor, so he was really awesome. I loved everyone, and a lot of them, too, aside from Jeff Daniels, I didn't necessarily recognize as high-profile actors. It was for me, it was a lot like Breaking Bad. It was like, I don't know who this kid playing Jesse Pinkman is, but he does an amazing job. I hadn't really seen I hadn't seen the guy that plays Walter White.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Drawing a blank. Leave it in the comments down below. I hadn't seen him in anything either, and he was amazing as well.
Bryan Cranston.
Yes. Yeah. It was a lot the same way. Now, in West Wing was a little bit different. Martin Sheen, I recognized. Rob Lowe. Some of the other ones were not people I recognized, but went on to do other stuff anyway.
There was a sitcom. Oh gosh, it was a while ago, but it was a newsroom style sitcom. Like I want to say it was like a radio.
Was it? Okay,
I swear it was called like Newsroom, but I could be wrong.
Was it Sports Night?
No.
That was another one that was kind of like that, but I think it was like an ESPN twist.
No, it wasn't sports. I think it was called The Newsroom, I want to say, but it was in the mid-90s.
Mid-90s?
Yeah. I
was still having to do homework in the 90s.
You know, maybe it's not the same.
I don't think we got good TV signal.
Maybe this isn't the same. Shit. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same one, because this is a Canadian show. They have TV in Canada?
Wow.
Damn.
I just thought they stared at Forest and
Yeah,
tried to
figured-
chase moose around.
Yeah, I figured they were all
Eh?
feeding the meese. Meese.
Meese?
The meese.
Meese makes them sound small. They're not.
No. But is moose just plural for itself?
I think it's like a
Look at all the moose.
behold. It's like the fucks. No, because fucks is plural. Shit. Behold. The forest of moose.
Behold the moose.
The
The meese.
many mices.
Hey, we're getting into this, aren't we?
We're way in.
We're way in.
It's like an SNL cold open.
I feel like we need to say hello and welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Are you going to put the new ad on?
I'm hoping to. Yeah, if we're calling it good, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So,
We
yeah.
are Sad Dad's Club Podcast.
Yeah, and I think if you don't hear it on this, you'll hear it before you even hear what we're talking about.
You'll know.
You'll know already. So, but we're curious to see if you like the new show open.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got a kick out of it. I only showed it to one other person. So, and I don't think he's a guy that listens to our show.
Only Venus knows.
Okay, my wife knows.
Obviously.
Data's knows.
Obviously.
And,
so it's not just one person. Fucker.
Yeah, buddy at work.
Oh.
I was like, hey, check this out. He's like, oh, that's funny.
Goano?
No, different guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, different dude. I don't think you.
Katie?
No, I don't think you know.
He's not worthy. Fuck that guy.
Oh, absolutely not. I wouldn't show him. Plus, he sits upstairs, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm a downstairs guy. There's just another guy in QA.
Oh.
Guy named Don. I was like, hey, check it out. He's always interested in what we're talking about, but he doesn't listen to our show, which I think is funny. I'm like, what the fuck are you not listening to our show
Here's
for?
why I like those.
Uh-huh.
That I love that format because I think I love the quick clips.
Uh-huh.
I
think those are great.
I love the sound bites that are out of context that even though it's me and you saying them and Data's and Mike to occasion on some of them,
right.
they still make me giggle.
I know.
It's like, that's me. I'm telling my own joke and I'm laughing at my own fucking joke.
Uh-huh.
And that like,
Yeah.
So you sent me the thing and I'm just like,
I got some stuff. Here comes.
that's
well,
funny.
the daunting task for me was, we've got how many? We're on show 59.
Yes.
So this is SDCP show 59 now.
Wow.
And there are 58 hours worth of show. Think about that.
Yeah.
That you could spend your time. I don't have 58 hours.
No.
To like culminate through our shows to find little bits and pieces here and there. And honestly, I think I have like the worst memory ever because we record the show, and when I am posting the show, I have to listen to the show to remember what the fuck we talked about in the show, so that I can write the write-up that goes along with the show.
You know, and it's funny too because I think when we closed down the shop here, I think we have made like mental notes and like verbal notes, like, oh man, that one's perfect for a quick clip, and I have written down like. Somewhere in this episode, we made a joke about, fat dicks or Arby's roast beef, something. And then, then I'll go to work on building the show for YouTube.
And then
I'm moved on.
Yeah.
I forget. And I've got the note. I have made a note. Somewhere I'm going to need to remember that we talked about roast beef curtains and Taylor Swift's,
Well, what
super glued anus.
What really cemented this for me was last night. We were in our chat, and you said you had quoted something.
Oh yeah,
and I go, "Oh, that's totally a foo thing," and I need a couple for me. And you go, "No, you said that."
You said that,
and I'm like, "Oh shit, I did say that." Okay. So that just cemented the fact that I have no idea what the fuck we're talking about on this show.
Slipped a 5-iron into some dude's ass, and you're like, "Well, yeah, you said that." And I'm like, "No,
that was you.
That was you. You said it." And you're like, "No way!" God damn,
so
nailed it.
That's how quick I mean, literally, we record, then we put all of our stuff away here at the studio, and then I walk down the driveway to get in my car to go home and edit, and everything that we have talked about.
Boof.
Gone.
Vapor.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
And then when I edit, I put the show together, and then I start posting it like to our host, and I got all this shit to fill out, and I'm like, what did we talk about? I have to put a description of the show up.
It's even worse for me because in the process of making the YouTube episode, I watch it at least twice.
Wow.
Because some of the original problems that we had with audio sync, it's like, I'm not going to be that guy. I have been that guy.
Yeah.
Where it still was out of sync.
Yeah.
So through the course of the show compile and then the first export, I'm watching it twice.
Yeah.
And I'm still not remembering. Take a clip of when Jim says he put a taco in his butthole.
Which that happens almost daily.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I had a funny joke, speaking of that, putting a taco in your butthole. Speaking of that right there.
Oh, okay.
A funny joke. So, my joke is...
oh, boy.
So, there's this woman, and she cannot lose weight. She has tried every diet you could ever imagine. She just can't lose any weight. She's worked out like crazy.
Okay.
She's been to the doctor, and finally she just goes to the doctor. Look, doc, I don't know. I mean, we're going on months and months and months of this, and I can't.
It's not happening.
It's not happening. I don't know what else can I do? And he's like, I don't know. We've tried this and that. And he goes, well, wait a second. There is one thing that's kind of controversial. You could try it. And she's like, anything. I want to lose some weight.
Okay.
He goes, okay. Well, what you do is you eat all your food with your butthole.
Okay.
And she's like, done, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, I don't know, weeks go by, and she has her follow-up, and she's shed some pounds. She's doing really good.
Good for you, sweetheart.
Yeah, she's done really well. And he's like, man, that is working really good. I'm impressed, and I can't believe it, and now I know what to do for other people that are having this problem. And the whole time, she's sitting there, like, wiggling in her seat, and he's like... what are you doing? And she goes, oh, I'm chewing gum.
Oh, Jesus. God.
So anyway, that's my joke.
Wow.
Yeah. I told that one to my grandmother.
Okay.
She
was like,
fell out of her chair.
Oh,
laughing.
really?
Yeah, she thought that was
tell
hilarious.
you to go sit in the tractor seat.
She's all, I'm making you a tractor seat, and then you're going to sit in it.
Yeah. You put me in a home.
Oh,
I've made 10 tractor seats, and we've been sitting here.
No, she about fell off of her seat. She was laughing so hard. Anyway, I hope everybody else thought that was funny.
It was better than some of the dad jokes.
That is kind of a dad joke, but you know what? I've known about this joke since high school, so...
One almond.
Oh.
On the almond joy.
Yeah, that's terrible, but no. Oh.
So now you'll have to carry the rest of the show because it'll take me 50 minutes to get all this fucking pulp down to this almond joy.
An almond joy is like a cow chewing on its cud. Just...
Oh, this is terrible.
You probably need some drink.
I just drank the rest of that shit, too.
Don't you need something to drink now? You need a beverage.
Ooh, terrible. It's too sweet.
I'm not the coconut. That style of coconut for me is just what kills it for any...
It's not even really coconut.
Well, what is it?
I mean, it's like...
Well, it's a
so
lot of
far
sugar.
off of like it's like process. Coconut.
Well, I feel like it's coconut, but they put it in like a goop of sugary stuff, right?
You know what I realized? So we had the kids pull, their sandwich bag. Both of them had oddly enough. So Xander went local with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
Trick-or-treated by himself. I tweeted. I had to work.
You were upset.
Dude, I was pissed.
I know.
And it wasn't even... Anyway, I was pissed.
Well, the fact that you would have patching to do on...
It was supposed to be done, and there was a work anomaly.
Oh, really?
That prevented me from being done. I should have been done, but something outside the normal circumstances of the efforts in which I was doing ran longer than it would have. So I knew I was working.
It just seemed like you could just be like, you know what? I got shit to do.
Coulda, shoulda, and should have. Anyway.
Is that even an option?
No.
Oh,
not
damn
if
it.
I want to make a house payment.
Oh, God.
So
They're
Xander-
like, oh, you bailed on patching?
Yeah.
Well, here's your last check, buddy.
Yeah. Pink slips?
Yeah.
Welcome to the holidays. Fucker. So Xander went local. Piper and Venus went to the Kerrs, which is the normal standard affair.
Yeah.
Both of them came back with the same exact weight of candy.
How did you weigh this?
On a scale. And it was so heavy that it could be weighed on a human scale.
Oh, good.
So anyway, we had them pick through like the normal Ziploc baggie. We've gone through this last year.
Yeah.
They pick out their portion, and the
Then
rest of it goes into a bowl.
And then you eat it all.
And then Venus and I, that's our candy, whatever's left. And then
Right.
we filter out 100 grand. I forgot how much I enjoyed 100 grands.
I haven't had one in a long time, but I think I remember
So
enjoying
it's
them.
caramel.
With some crispy things?
Yeah, it's kind of like what's the, not a crackle, might be a crackle.
A crackle or a crunch.
Nestle Crunch
Yeah.
or a crackle with like a caramel somewhere in there.
Yeah.
God, I really like that one too.
I want to say that's like isn't that a really old candy bar?
I think so.
100 grand?
Um,
How do you Google that?
what's in 100 grand?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
When did they start making 100 grand something? 100 grand candy bars.
I'm listening.
Baby Ruth. Then we
came
kept
right up.
We kept a lot of we ditched a lot of the normal peanut M&Ms. Too many of those. I'm not
Normal
I'm
or
plain.
peanut?
The
Oh,
plain.
yeah.
I'm not a plain guy.
No, they gotta have peanuts or almonds or
There was a couple peanut butter ones in there.
something like that.
Anyway,
I mean, those
I
are
ate
the
half
originals.
of that and I'm done. I can't. I'm still finishing it.
Okay,
It's stuck in places I don't even want to mention.
it's $100,000 bar. It's called the 100 grand, but it was formerly known as the $100,000 bar.
Oh,
Until 1985 or 86.
I can't do it.
What are you doing?
I got to get up and get water.
Oh, see, you want something to drink. So it was created in, that's an old one, 1964 was the 100 grand.
Oh, wow.
So those are actually pretty good. My Achilles heel on candy bars,
Yeah.
2 of them. I really like Snickers a lot,
Yeah.
but I really like Take Fives a lot.
We didn't see any of those.
Really?
Someone had we have a
No one
full-size
came by my
Snickers.
house then.
Very little to any Reese's Pieces.
Uh-huh.
Those are my jam.
I like Reese's Pieces. Do you like peanut butter cups?
I've kind of evolved out of those. I would rather have Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
Peanut
I'm
M&Ms.
kind of there with you. You know what really killed it for me with the Reese's peanut butter cups?
What?
Is when they got rid of the crunchy ones.
Where was the crunchy part?
It was in the peanut butter, like crunchy peanut butter in the cup.
I've seen that now they're tossing the Reese's Pieces inside the Reese's peanut butter cups. Have you seen those?
Don't do that if you're not going to do peanut butter.
They do.
Crunchy peanut butter.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
like-
like a nutty
Yeah.
crunchy peanut butter?
Yeah.
Huh.
They had a crunchy peanut butter cup. It was like Reese's Crunchy or something like that.
Crunchy nutty?
But it was a regular peanut butter cup, and you could see the peanuts in the top layer under the chocolate. It was kind of bumpy. You know how they're smooth?
Yeah.
It was kind of bumpy, and that's how you knew the
I bet if
difference.
they put like a puffed rice on there, that would be good too.
Maybe
I'm making up candy right now.
We should work for them.
Yeah. Do you want some
Do you think,
good candy
Let me
ideas?
ask you this. If you were working for them, do you think you'd be patching on a fucking Halloween night?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
You'd be like, I'm eating this fucking shit I created, bitch, and I'm handing it out.
Speaking of that,
I'm handing it out, too.
so like 2 weeks ago, we were talking about gas with Mike.
Like intestinal gas?
No, gas. Petroleum gas for your car, bitch.
I don't know what you're talking about. We did?
Yeah, we were talking about gasoline and
Okay.
gasoline prices because I made a comment about how high diesel was, and isn't he glad that he's not paying for diesel prices?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Fuck off, bitch."
didn't they-
He's like, "I commute more in 5 days than you something."
Yeah.
And he,
I spend $30,000 a month in gas.
yeah, he was hot mess about how much he pays in gas and how much I didn't.
Right.
This evening, he's like, "I'm so pissed. I may
Uh-oh.
have to work 5 days this week," and I was just like,
Oh, shit, bro.
"Wow."
First time?
Hashtag hi Mike. Hashtag hi Mike.
You mean you had to do that once?
So the next time you want to complain about how much you're paying for gas and you're like, "I had a 3-day week," I'm going to be like, "Really, motherfuck you?"
Dude,
Five-
that takes some balls, Mike.
Hardship is 5-day work week.
Hashtag balls. That's bullshit.
Hard balls.
That's every week for me.
5 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're more than that normally.
It's like
You're like 6.
6 days.
Sometimes 7.
Close to par.
I don't know how you don't like jump off a bridge or something.
I'm good at with my mental health.
Oh, okay, good.
I got this when it was
I like
mental
them.
health day.
I would like to meet whoever that person is.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, you're saying
Yeah.
you want somebody else.
Yeah.
I figured you were wearing that like
No,
someone wants me to be okay.
it was on Mental Health
yeah.
Awareness Day, and
I remember
it came
your-
up in my feed,
Yeah.
and they donated it to it was like a charity organization to like
So you
raise-
donated money and got a shirt?
I think part of the profits for the company go to them doing something for mental
Who's
health.
the company?
I don't remember.
Is it on the shirt?
No.
Oh.
This was just their slogan, like wants you to be okay.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Now, are you okay with that song? What's what's the singer? The song that has the phone number, the suicide hotline phone number. What's that song?
Oh yeah,
You
I
li-
like that one. I think it's Alessia Cara and somebody else.
Who's the rapper guy? He's popular. White kid.
Was it?
Yeah.
Logic?
Logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a good song. Yeah, I like that one. So
Woo!
yeah, Jesus, mental health awareness, which is funny, right? Because it's No Shave November, which is like for prostate cancer.
Oh, I thought it was
Awareness?
for my.
Yeah,
Never mind.
to keep your taint clean. So then they've got the No Nut November, right?
Why do we have to have that?
Right.
Are we talking about peanuts?
Oh no,
Are we talking about almonds?
no. It's yeah. Anyway,
cashews?
I don't know who would come up with that. I get it that it's a challenge, but like if you're coming from a place
It's
of
a challenge.
yeah, if you're coming from clearly no married man or someone with a significant
Sorry,
other.
honey. Not this month.
Yeah, no,
Can't nut.
can't nut. No one.
Get your lips off my
Yeah,
my
Wang.
nut.
Yeah,
No.
no.
It's- Yeah.
I need you to back off of this because I'm one day in.
Stop tugging on that.
Yeah.
It's no nut Movember.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't hear that as a conversation.
Dumb. That's dumb. You know, if you want to keep yourself mentally healthy, sometimes you just gotta handle the self
I
love.
love the description there. That's dumb.
It's dumb. That's bullshit.
That is, well, it's more bullshit than dumb, I think. But
Like, yeah, I'm just
Maybe
gonna
dumbs.
grow out a beard because that's something I can support. This whole like challenge of
I don't
No
know.
Nut November.
I already shaved this
That's
month.
dumb. Well, did it just not far?
I mean, over the weekend.
It's the 6th.
I know.
You could still start.
I did. Basically, I haven't shaved since.
There you
I
go.
mean, look at me
So
go.
you're winning. You're creating awareness for
Yeah.
no.
I've lost
Shave
already
November.
twice
Did you?
in both ways.
Oh, I'm a loser.
You You haven't shaved and you haven't nutted? Is that what you're telling me?
It's good for.
I don't think I want to know.
It's certainly good for memes. I think that's part of the joke too. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you pull up the hashtag on Twitter for No Nut November, and like you get like.
Now I feel like I have to do this.
Oh yeah, it's funny because you've got like the guys who are making memes about trying to not do it.
Yeah.
But then you've got sprinkled in there, you've got the ones that are like, check this one out. Look at this. Are you guys sure you're not enticed? You sure you don't want to take a minute in the back room there and look at this? Look at this little anime hentai shit going on.
Now, are you talking about Donut November?
I am
or
all
no
for
nut
that.
November?
I am all for that. Speaking of donuts, right? Was that yesterday?
Yeah, wasn't it
National
like
Donut Day?
I didn't have
But there's
any.
actually two.
Today was National Nacho Day, apparently. And I partook in that
Did
hard.
you? Really? Oh, you were at Jim Boy's.
Yeah.
Free churro.
So
I can't eat that. That thing will crunch all over the mic.
You should. Last
This
week,
isn't ASMR.
I was telling Jason that Jim Boy's had good churros, and he made fun of me.
I did.
So I
Fast
brunged
food
him.
churros sounds bad.
I brunged him some churros
good.
and they were still warm.
They were.
Surprisingly.
And I consumed it.
And they were-
I don't know
they're
what you were
delicious,
setting this
right?
on in your car. Was it underneath your ass?
Wouldn't you like to
It's
know?
one of those ass.
Did they
churros.
taste nutty along with cinnamony?
Yeah. I lost my No Nut November in the car. By the way, your churros are hot. What? Fuck. Really?
This is cream filling.
This is the
It's
best churros.
delicious.
Oh my god. This is the best. These come from Baker Ben's? No. Baker Jim's, baby.
A needle injection.
You got the hot syringe. What? God, I was wondering why you were sitting in your car for 5
Why
minutes.
were you making that funny face?
You're like, I'm listening to Selena Gomez. What? What does she have to do with that?
I don't know.
She's got a really
Almart.
nice liver.
Good Almart. Yeah.
Van City Reynolds. Anyway,
So anyway, I haven't shaved.
but I lost the other one, but I haven't shaved yet.
Well, I haven't shaved since Saturday, so.
And I lost the challenge on Sunday.
Winning.
So fuck off. Where's the jar to say I lost? God damn.
Oh, man. That's some funny shit.
Yeah.
So anyway. Sorry.
What do you got?
I don't have much. I have a funny story, actually, that
Hit
I
me.
found. I thought this was interesting that they found nearly 4 tons of pot in a jalapeno shipment. 4
Not
tons of pot. 4 tons. That's 8,000 pounds.
where was it at?
San Diego. They're still trying to ship weed in here. Illegal weed. Is that sprinklers?
Oh, daylight savings kicked in. So
Um,
yeah, that's sprinklers.
They are still trying to ship weed into California where weed is legal, which I think is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because you can go
4 tons of it.
You can just go buy it.
It's a funny thing about jalapenos too, because a lot, if you're ever looking at creating your own grow things,
Yeah.
a lot of the things you test out your internal, like grow cabinets or whatever on, is jalapenos, because a lot of the cycles are the same.
Oh, okay. So if you if you
you
can
can
grow
grow
jalapenos, you can
grow weed.
You can grow weed.
Yeah.
Well, that's just nutty to me that they would surround the weed with jalapenos, probably to
Well, I'm sure it helps mask.
mask the smell.
Right, but you know when you're
These
talking
are some skunky jalapenos.
Yeah, when you're talking about, these narcotic dogs and whatever they're using now for like the same thing you get at like the TSA, where I'm sure they're wiping and picking up small traces.
Right.
You're not going to get that kind of like
Well, I mean, looking at the picture, I mean, these
clean
things
room
are
shit when you're loading a barge full of 4 tons of weed. You're going to have
8 tons. No,
Eight.
yeah, 4 tons.
4 tons of workers that are just coming in and out of a barn that's got
impressively bundled packages of weed. That's all I'd say.
Marijuana particulates, I'm sure, are just vaporized all over the place.
That's for sure. Yeah. I always even though I don't have anything in my bag when I'm traveling that I should be worried about because this is not who I am. Anytime they you see them rub the handle with the
who else touched my bag?
Yeah, or what was something that I might have touched that could be used in
a bunch of poppy seeds or something.
Yeah, who knows exactly.
Sir, when was the last time you injected your opiates? What?
Yeah.
I had a poppy seed muffin down at Cinnabon. Fuck. You're like, sure, sir.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. We're going to have you strip your pants off.
Yeah.
Because we're looking for balloons of cocaine now.
Yeah, and if you're involved in that no nut challenge, I'm sorry.
Now, speaking of that,
we're going to finish that off here today. And step into the side room.
Oh, that's just your prostate. Sorry about that. Oh. I read a funny thing, too, speaking of that, about balloons. Some dude tried to smuggle balloons of cocaine some number of years ago. Mm-hmm. And he thought he swallowed all of them. Apparently, one got lodged in his sinuses.
Oh, God.
And it was there for years. A bag of cocaine.
It couldn't have been something big.
I wasn't.
Like
I don't
marble?
know. I don't know. But when he swallowed it, apparently it went into the sinus.
Yeah.
You know how they're all attached.
Yeah.
It went into the sinus cavity or something and caused him years of discomfort, but he didn't realize that's what it was because he didn't know.
Dude, I get like we talked about, I get a nose hair wrong and I'm just in a bad place.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you've got a small dime bag marble of fucking coke up in your nose and you can't even get the high off of it?
Yeah.
I'm just looking for a good time.
I was just trying to make some money to pay the rent.
No.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
That's all I have right now. Do you do anything good this weekend besides work?
I complained about daylight savings time. I was a very sad dad about that, too.
Daylight savings time.
It didn't occur to me.
Let's talk about that.
It's been inconvenient because I'm for just getting it off the books altogether. And we passed something 2 years back.
But
did. It requires a federal thing, like a federal client. But that doesn't.
I didn't know it was a federal thing. I thought it was a thing that they had to agree upon something. I don't know.
I think it requires like a sign off from the federal government.
Arizona did it.
They did.
So
but it's not impossible. But I think you have to, and with the relationship that our governor and the president of the United States have, I don't see us getting any fast track action there. But more so in the last couple of years, and this year it seemed to hit the wrong place at the wrong time for me.
Okay.
Where it was we've got family coming up for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah. But isn't it always before Thanksgiving, though? Right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But in this case specifically, this year, we've been borrowing the truck to put bark and whatnot, do some landscaping and trash runs and whatnot. So I've been leveraging, as soon as I get off work, if I can,
yard work.
I'm in the yard trying to do stuff that I probably, if I wasn't working weekends, could have done over the summer, but haven't. Some of that's on me for procrastinating. But
motherfucker,
now we have the truck.
Let's talk about costumes again.
Yeah. Well, my costume was on anyway. And so I had the Sunday came around, and like I said, I enjoyed the hour of sleep. I took it. I took that shit. Yeah. I loved the nap and then sleep in. But then it occurred to me as I was doing the bark at the midday, Monday, if I don't have this done, by the time I get off work, I'm done.
I've been looking for a time to be able to wash my car. It's fucking dirty as shit. But everything that I want to do that's outside now has to be done on a weekend. So now all the shit that I would have done during the week, I got to stuff in on a weekend. Yeah, which is fucked up.
I don't care. It's a hardship to me. As a dad and a husband and
Yeah.
with someone that has his own hobbies and things that he wants to get done because I have to work.
But isn't right now we're on standard time. Right? Daylight savings time.
I have no idea.
Daylight savings time is during the summer.
I will take the one. Well, just cut it out. I don't give. I'll take running later.
Well,
and then as it adjusts, I'll move my thing around. But the hour shift,
yes, it's
is
bullshit.
Is too much to me.
Yeah,
like
you're getting to be a crotchety old man.
I am.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I think the older I get, the more efficient I feel like I have to get in order to complete all the duties and responsibilities I feel like I have to the rest of the family.
Right.
It's like
plus the stuff that you have for me.
Right. My boo. That's a podcast. I can do the podcast in the dark, but we're not doing the podcast at 6 a.m.
No.
And it's like I can't do anything. It's like, well, you just move your priorities around to do it in another. I can't do, I could mop the floor at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Because that's not in my work hours. That's daylight agnostic. I get that. I can run, and I do early in the morning before work, but I can't run the leaf blower. I can't go outside and rake the lawn or dig a hole because it's fucking dark.
Yeah.
I can't do that at night now because it's fucking dark. Yeah. It's such a pain in the ass.
It totally is. And you know what frustrating for me is now I'm in a situation where I've got the sun in my eyes in my commute.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fucking irritating as shit. So it's like I went from not having it in my eyes to like now it's in my eyes.
As we get closer to spring, does that start to go away?
It'll
or does that happen anyway?
It'll go away as we get closer to the winter solstice, right? Mm-hmm. Which is around Christmas time, I think. And then it'll come back as spring comes, and then it'll shift when the daylight savings time kicks on. So there's a sizable shift, obviously by an hour.
Right.
But I think right now our time that I think part of the daylight savings time is that in the summertime, your sunlight will be out until 9:30, almost 10 o'clock, right?
Right.
Well, if we decide to go the route of Arizona, which we've already voted on and decided, we don't want this fucking shift, I mean, I'm all for that. But what we're going to end up with is a situation where now instead of getting dark at 9:30 or 10 on the summer, it'll be 8:30 or 9.
I'm okay with that.
And it'll be what we have right now is what we'll have. This is how it normally is. You know what I mean? That's my.
Then I'll just be sad when it comes to winter.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's sort of like you just get pushed into it. It's sort of like you're cruising along on daylight savings time, and all of a sudden, oh, here's the hour change, and then oof, oh, it's just like I just fucking walked right into winter like overnight.
Yeah, I think that's it. I guess I would adjust.
You would have a more adjustment, but one of the things everybody likes about summertime with daylight savings time is the fact that it stays light so
See, I call
long.
bullshit because everyone's just watching Netflix and Amazon Prime anyway.
Well, I don't know. Are they? I mean, a lot of people
the young kids are. I'm totally just broad brushing that.
They might be out
You
back
and I will enjoy
on their phone.
What?
They might be out back on their phone.
Those are just floodlights.
9 o'clock
They don't
at night.
know. You just turn on a bunch of fucking Elgatos and they'll be fine.
But I mean, that's
throw a UV one in there so they think they're still getting tanned. That'd be fine.
I'm getting a tan.
Yeah.
Well,
whatever.
I know it's a tough one, and I know we voted on it because I hate the change too. Especially losing the hour in the springtime because you spring forward.
Yeah.
It's just fucking frustrating. Like, whoa, I got all this shit to do.
Well,
plus, I have to
too.
lose an hour.
It's like I think I'm old enough now to where
it's starting to affect you.
No,
more.
it doesn't.
Oh.
For me, it doesn't. But then I think I'm an outlier, and my sleep patterns are probably out of whack to most, probably the mean.
So true.
American anyway. But so those don't bother me. But you can tell for most people it's a pain. It's like just.
Wow, good one.
Out of the fucking air. Like a llama.
Like a llama.
Like Emperor's New Groove.
Oh.
When he pulls the pacha out of the air.
I don't remember
when the cliff
that.
falls away.
Don't remember.
I pulled you right out of the air. No? Anyway.
No. All right. I digress.
Yeah. Right. It's just a pain in the ass. We don't need it.
Yeah.
Leave that to some of the Midwesterners that think that they're getting more productivity from their GPS-operated combines that don't give a fuck about what color daylight is in anyway. It's like most of that stuff's all going to automation. So this whole thing, concept.
Funny that you're talking about that because I found a funny meme that was like a 4-part picture thing. And it was like daylight savings time, clock adjustment. And then it had the first one was like a cell phone. It said, don't touch that shit. It's got magic. And it will just do it on its own.
Right.
And I don't know. One was like an oven. And it says, this shit requires a degree in electrical engineering plus a hammer,
Yeah.
and I forget. And then one was like the car radio. It said, just fuck that shit. Wait 6 months. It'll be good to go.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, all that shit's frustrating. I thought like literally all day on Sunday, oh, it's such and such time. Well, no, it wasn't. It was an hour earlier. And it was like,
Oh, well,
no, like we had
mechanical
clocks.
watch?
No, we had clocks around the house that we hadn't changed yet, and my watch doesn't change on its own, you know.
Oh.
So I like look at my watch. Oh, okay, and all of a sudden my wife's like, "Oh, it's actually, 2:30 instead of 3:30." I was like, "Oh, fuck it, it is."
Wow.
Okay, all right, but then
Should have washed your car.
yeah, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
so I don't know. It's I do like the summertime where it stays out dark really late.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're not going to have daylight savings time, we're not going to have that. We'll have it'll just
I'm
be an
old
hour
enough
shorter.
where it's not worth the pain in the ass to at one time of the year to get an extra hour of sleep.
I agree.
It's like
I don't want the reason why you get the extra hour is because you lost an hour.
Yeah.
And that's the most fucked up of all.
Just zero it off.
It's
We're
like-
going to get a leap year next year. Just someone pass this or get it approved and just remove it from my
It's
calendar.
like spinning the happy fun wheel. Bzzz, oh, you lost an hour this week. Yay. And then, getting it back on in 8 months. And it's not like a 6-month thing. It's like 8 months or something. It's weird.
Yeah. It's a pain in the...
How do they?
I don't want
Why
it.
do you?
I don't want it. Exactly. No.
So anyway, I don't know. What else we got? Anything good?
Did you see... Do you know who the rapper T.I. is?
I've heard the name. I do not know who he is.
I think he was in the... Oh, man, I'm going to hate to blow this, but I think he was the actor in the Ant-Man and the Wasp movies. Have you seen those?
No.
Okay.
Do I ever see any movies?
Well, you see Toy Story, dumbass.
Well, that's because
Anyway,
the wife wanted to go. So
His shit was making the trending on Twitter because apparently he escorts his daughter to get her womanly exams.
Okay.
To speak to her gynecologist to ensure that her hymen is still intact, that she's still a virgin.
And
he put this story out there that he does that just to make sure that she's not.
And how old is she?
I gathered that she was teenager, but not 18 yet. But I skimmed it and just went, "Oh boy, we got
He needs
problems."
to change his rapper name to like Buster Hyman or something. Or
Yeah, that's. Listen, that's
pretty
That's
awful.
much. Like,
That's
why you got to be doing that?
Yeah. As a parent, well, I think we've probably talked about this. You have to be able to be willing to trust your kids to a certain extent.
Right. You hope that as they go into those activities that you've imparted enough responsibility and knowledge about what's going on.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it involve a bird and a bee?
No. So my daughter, as we all know, goes to school down in Fullerton.
Okay.
Her roommate, nice girl.
Okay.
Her mother is, we're talking 18, 19-year-old girls.
Okay.
That live in an apartment together.
Okay.
So there's 4 of them. So Melanie shares a room with this girl, and then there's 2 other girls that happen to be twins that share their room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Same college, twins?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so in her room, this her immediate roommate in her room, her mother is hardcore overbearing.
Okay.
I mean,
helicopter mom?
so she lives in, my understanding is the Bay Area somewhere, San Jose or something like that.
Okay.
But she, like hardcore watches where her daughter is with her, Find My
Yeah, the
app
location
on
sharing.
her phone. Yeah.
Okay.
And she is not allowed to have boys over. She's not allowed to do this. She's not allowed to do that. She can't go and stay at somebody else's apartment. And if she does any of this crap, her mother threatens to bring her home from school, turn off her phone, like any number of things that are super important to her. Obviously, going to school is important.
Right.
But also her phone. I mean, the kids these days, the phone is everything.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, and the girl's 18, 19, and her mother is just on her all the time. Like, and she lives 400 miles away. You know what I mean? It's
so
like super crazy. Like,
without outing the young woman, does she follow the directives? Or
for the most part, yes.
Is she? Oh, really?
Yeah, because she doesn't have much of a choice.
I was gonna say, is it because she's scared, or is it just it's all she knows, so that's just how she carries herself?
I think it's that she's trying to make sure she keeps the peace with her mother. But she's not being able to partake in a lot of the college thingies that, I mean, she does. I mean, they go to parties. I mean, this is what college is about.
Right. There's experiences
I know
outside
Millie. Yeah, I know
academia.
Millie goes to parties. They went to Halloween parties last weekend or 2 weekends ago. I mean, it's like, that's what it's for. I mean, this is college. You know, you're 19. Like, you should be doing this, whatever you want to do. You're living on your own 400 miles away, and
there's some trust to that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, she's not a bad kid. And her roommate's not a bad kid as far as I can tell. But her mother just makes it terrible. And there's a level of trust that she doesn't get to see or have with her mom, and I think that's awful.
So
you know what I mean?
We've had probably not to the we've had extensive conversations with the kids about, certainly probably I'm usually more vocal about it. It's like some of we're pretty open in the house as far as like what we talk about, you know, anatomy and body functions and all that, you know, relationships, men, women.
You all walk around naked?
All that. Well, no. No.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, no. You know, marriage equality, gender equality, all that stuff. We're pretty, I would say, liberal in that regards to, you know, relationships and whatnot. So it gets certainly awkward to hear some of the other people that the kids have relationships with that you know, are very conservative and locked down. Not necessarily conservative like politics Republican, but conservative in values and whatnot. Very dare I say biblical, like, you know, locked in.
Yeah.
And while those values are fine, I get that, and we, you know, it's like there's nothing wrong with any of those things to capacity until it involves like prejudice or oppression kind of thing. But I said, you know, you just need to be careful because, you know, your mom and I have been to these age brackets ourselves, right? And what you tend to see is that some of these personalities will only get so far in being contained. And it's not necessarily even parents. It's like, well, if you feel this is the way to go, but eventually you're going, some of these young adults are going to hit a ceiling where, an event is going to happen, or they're going to run across the path of something that they want to take part in that's going to be completely at odds with their upbringing or what they're being told by an adult or someone they respect that isn't necessarily wrong. It's just to keep them in line. I said, and that will be scary, might be problematic, and you have to also be kind of aware, because that could be a danger situation where you get someone that's like, my dad doesn't let me, wear this stuff, or my mom doesn't allow me to speak this way, or my grandpa has these values, and dude starts carrying a completely different set of clothes, or has drugs in his backpack, or a girl that is promiscuous because her mom tells her she can't be, and none of these things, but she is 20, 21, or you can't drink and stuff like that. I said those could put you in dangerous situations too. So it's like you need to keep aware, keep having conversations, but some of those parenting traits and skill sets are almost just as dangerous as if you didn't have any at all. It's
right.
Like you can't be freewheeling, and you can't be so oppressive that when the child is out of sight, they are, obviously you can't see my hands on the window, but I'm doing this anyway for your thing.
Yeah.
The both ends of the spectrum, I would dare say, are just as problematic as the other end, because the risk is just the same. You're going to get someone that's going to go out of bounds because either they don't know any better, or because they have no one to teach them responsibility.
Well, the thing that drives me nuts is like it's just that there's no trust involved in that relationship whatsoever. It's all based on fear,
right,
and all that stuff. And it's like the only reason why she's putting up with it is because I assume mom's paying for school and probably her housing,
right,
and her phone,
right.
And so it's like, well, if I don't have mom to do that, then I'm not going to be able to do it on my own. And if I will have to, if I do it on my own, I'll have to do like loans and all this kind of stuff, and that scares me. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah. And there's a whole like passive set of experiences that aren't even dangerous that a person like that isn't even getting to learn. And we've seen grown adults of our close friends who are grown adults and incapable of balancing a checkbook, or incapable of managing finances, or incapable of knowing what a 401k is, or insurance of any sort. I mean, and you get that either because you've been coddled, or or not, or you've just have someone that thinks that they're doing you a favor by keeping you safe. Eventually, I'll be gone, and what good did I do my kid or my wife by completely containing them within a garden of protection that I thought was for their own safety, for their own good? It's like, I can't. To me, that's just as irresponsible as, well, good luck and figure it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's other ends.
There's definitely
hard.
You definitely have to have there's a sweet spot. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, she's like, I feel bad for her. I've met her mom. She's a nice enough lady, but when she's at home in San Jose and daughter's not quite doing the things that she wants her to do, or she's not in the places where she thinks she should be, right, then man, shit's hitting the fan.
Right. And so could you imagine a situation where she wants to do something, but she doesn't want mom to know, so she'll track my phone, so she leaves her phone at the apartment.
We've talked about all that stuff.
And then something terrible happens to that young woman, and she doesn't have a phone to make a call for help, or to get a flat tire changed or something, or because she didn't want to get tracked,
Yeah.
or she didn't want her mom to find out, and she, had electrical bill to pay. It's
Well,
like, oh man,
I think even
that's scary.
some of the changing her location to her iPad and leaving the iPad at home so that her phone isn't reporting the location, but the iPad is.
I mean, you're already on the slide at that point.
Yeah, but I mean, she'll figure that out too. The mom will. It's like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what'd you do last night? Well, how come you keep changing your location to the iPad? Oh, well, I had to. And you've started a slide of either lying, and you're at the trust
you're
thing.
not creating a good situation.
No.
Yeah, I feel bad for her. It's kind of awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, for me, it's like Melanie. I mean, I'll text her every so often. She communicates with my wife way more than she communicates with me. And that's fine. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But I mean, we still communicate, and I'll check her location because I'm always curious to know when she's at Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And it'll say like Sleeping Beauty's castle on her location. I'm like, oh, she's at Disneyland. You know, I don't care. I mean, if she goes to her boyfriend goes to UC Irvine, fuck, go to Ian's house.
Yeah.
Stay. I mean, he's living in an apartment with 5 other guys.
Yeah.
So there's 6 of them in this apartment.
Sausage fest.
Yeah. I mean, you want to go to Ian's and sleep? I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But man, that's just
You need to unfollow Kendall Jenner, Ian. Just do it.
Yeah. I don't really. Whatever.
It wasn't a drift. Unfollow.
I wonder if he's listening to the show. That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
I know he knows of the show.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
Anyway.
It's
you're creating a situation where she's going to rebel because you've pissed her off.
Yeah.
Or maybe after college, when she realizes how much you fucked up her college experience, she's going to be unhappy with you and some other
and then you're going to spend,
awkward
holidays, or you're just never going to have that relation. I mean, that's it reminds me to transition this to something else. So my shoes have an odd wear pattern. So I started looking up like foot strike stuff for distance running. Like how can I fix
your
this?
running shoes?
My running shoes.
Okay.
And I ran across a number of studies on, where your foot strikes are and how to fix your foot strikes, and the better things, longevity for your hips and whatnot, and your posture and your angle and running. Plenty of studies.
Yeah.
Plenty of studies. And I think I spent a good 4 hours going through like mechanics of different studies on how to correct my gait, essentially how I'm stepping to get more mileage out of my shoes.
Because you have a peculiar gait.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's so much in the middle. It's like, I got to move out for
too much swinging.
Yeah. It's like, anyway. Because there's a potentiality that I'll get black guys?
Black guys.
What? Get in the car.
Sorry, I'm not trying to derail you,
I would be more prone to injuries with the way that my gait is.
Sure.
And yet I've had no injuries thus far in the training. And I ended up coming across a study that was essentially, the perfect foot strike is this way. But the doctor was essentially like, but if it's not, it's not.
Yeah.
And that's okay because your body.
I would think you would hurt yourself trying to compensate in your run.
That's what the guy was saying.
Trying to compensate
for
like, whatever.
If your body has adjusted over time, and you aren't injuring yourself currently, your body has made a correction.
Yeah.
And it reminded me a lot of, have you ever seen that documentary, The Super Size Me? Where the guy eats McDonald's for every meal for 30 days or something
I don't think
that.
I watched the whole thing. I think I've seen parts of it.
So he goes in, he does like a medical exam at the beginning of the study. And then he tells his doctor, I'm going to eat McDonald's for every meal of the day for 30 days or 60 days. I can't remember the duration. Okay. And his doctor goes, no, don't do that. It's bad. Because there's an inherent understanding that fast food in repetition is bad, let alone for every meal of the day this guy was going to replace it. He's like, the cholesterol and all the bad stuff, it's going to be bad. You're going to have a hard time.
I'm a fat guy, and that sounds bad to me.
Right. I can't remember how far he staggers medical checkups throughout the course of his documentary, and he gets to somewhere in the middle-ish, I can't recall where essentially his body has biochemically adjusted to his diet intake, and he levels out to a point to where the doctor's looking at his charts and going,
"You're good.
You're okay."
Yeah.
I can't explain it. So your body, to a degree, you could ingest any number of studies. Essentially, there's gray area.
Yeah.
The proper way to run, your proper step and foot strike. Yeah, I get it. But now that I'm older, I'm realizing more that it's not about I have a wrong foot strike and this is the right one and this is where I need to be.
Yeah.
It's more about the gray area in between. And I think my ability to accept that the gray area in athletic capability, parenting, spouse, it's not about right, wrong. We are always
traversing
the gray area.
Yeah. It's like a slalom course, man.
Right. The acceptance of the gray area and the shades of gray, I think, is like the net new thing where it's okay.
Yeah, everything doesn't have to be black or white or extreme
not every
left or
battle
right.
is won.
Yeah.
Not every battle goes your way.
Yeah.
Not every political policy has to be this.
And not every
and it
candidate has all the things that you want.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seems in conversation of late, since I've not necessarily politics, but of late, the general social body has gotten so polarized that if there's less acceptance of the gray area, it's like we can get more progress as a people, as a society, if we voice your opinions, which may be on the edges, but in order to make progress, everybody has to find and accept that the gray areas are okay. And perhaps that's where we're going to find more common ground. And maybe we get there. When I look at the power outage stuff, it's like, well, the easy horse to beat is PG&E. And I get that. And they have their own comeuppance. But there's also a myriad of other issues that even we as the consumers are like, well, no one wants to, the eyesore of solar panels, or no one wants to have their trees cut back, and no one wants to have construction delays because they're going to pull lines and put them underground. There are a number of facets of something that complex that people are like, well, it's all their fault and they're not doing anything. Absolutely. There's CEOs that are to blame and executives that are taking huge amount of payouts with no retrofitting of the grid and whatnot. But at the same time, as consumers, we're lazy and we're not accepting our own failures as could I take a different route while I accept that maybe these power lines that are so old need to be moved underground and then they're less vulnerable to fire? Could I accept that my fucking roses need to be cut so they're not a hazard when, the power, the gray areas, I think, are where we need to get.
Yeah. Yeah, we're so
And I haven't seen that even even in myself. It's like, well, a lot of the conversation seems to...
I'm far less of a polarized person.
Yeah.
Maybe because I don't know, people always say, because you're a Gemini. And I don't know how much I believe in that stuff either, but...
Which one's the one that has the twin? Is that the Pisces? The fish?
I don't know, but Gemini's like the weights, I think.
Oh, is it?
Isn't it?
Yeah, mine was the half horse, half man.
But
Yeah, talking about
you're a
gait.
motar?
What?
A motar? You ever
Centaur.
seen that? I know, but you ever seen the
Hung-tar.
the Geico commercial where it's like a guy who's like half man, half motorcycle? He's called a motar.
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's pretty funny.
Anyway.
But I'm a fence rider a lot. I'm a gray. I live in the gray area.
Yeah.
People talk about things and I go, and then people talk about the other part of that thing and I go,
Yeah.
and I go, oh, there's somewhere in between.
Yeah. I would
where
agree.
I'm at a lot. I'm there a lot.
I am not opposed to changing my mind if the conversation leads me there.
Sure.
And I will tell you, and I've had this upfrontness with hashtag hi Angie. Angie and I will have very deep and like not headbutting, but we'll come out almost just like a debate format where we'll be on the same side of the opinion. But we'll have a
devil's advocate.
Yeah, we'll have a constructive devil's advocate thing where we'll come at it from different perspective. Some of the most thought-provoking and engaging conversations I've had with her, I have plenty of those with Venus, but those are few and far between. In public dialogue from like elected officials or spiritual leaders, who knows. You don't see that type of engagement of like, we're of different faiths, so we're just never going to see eye to eye.
Right.
We're of different political parties. We're just never going to see eye to eye, and you're my enemy. It doesn't have to be that way.
No.
And it's sad.
Yeah.
It's hurts me on the inside because there are amazing conversations to be had, and we had one. What are we talking about? Oh, this time is a social construct in our own thing.
Yeah.
Where you were kind of on the other side.
Yeah.
And we had a fairly. I mean, it's hard to tell like tone and
text tone's kind of like what
terse.
does he mean by that? Yeah.
But I wasn't angry with you,
No.
and I would take that you weren't angry with me. But we were, for the part of the dialogue, we were trying to make the other side and justify how we were.
But funny about
coming
that
at our stance
is, I don't even necessarily have to believe what I was saying. I was just bringing it up,
and you don't have to. But it was still a very constructive conversation in which neither of us really had any skin in the game. We're not administrators.
Do we really give a shit about what we were even talking about?
Absolutely not.
No.
But it was an engaging conversation.
Yeah.
And we were coming at it from different perspectives.
Yeah.
Neither of us were right. Neither of us were wrong, as far as I know.
We didn't need to have that.
Right.
Yeah.
The sharing of ideas that may not be shared seems to be an occasion that doesn't happen as much as it may have in the past.
Well, I think what ends up happening is you get someone who's so passionate about something,
right,
that they turn you off to even saying anything oppositional because they might try and make you look dumb or
right,
that kind of stuff. And I think that's lame. I think that's wrong.
Yeah. And
there's nothing wrong with having a conversation.
Yeah, and that's not to say too that you can't be passionate.
Yeah.
And fortified in your belief about something in which you're conversing, but I think part of it has to do with delivery.
Well, yeah, and I think the person who is the loudest a lot of the times is the person who ends up winning the argument just on the fact that they are so like in your face about it or whatever.
Yeah,
they don't
oh boy.
They don't
find the gear, buddy. You can do it.
They don't they're unrelentless to the certain extent and to the point to where they just knock down other things that might come their way, and that's frustrating for other people, so they just give up.
It's like internet debating.
The squeaky wheel, right? Thing, right? That guy gets the grease. It's that whole kind of a thing. That's unfortunate. People should have their opinions, period.
Right. Yeah.
whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I've said many times, holy shit. Hold on, and then let me dig around in my bag here. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow.
That bag is empty.
It's a lovely bag.
It is.
I'm told it holds a copious amount
of fucks.
of fucks.
Yeah,
But it seemed to be out.
it's
You know,
empty.
I keep it on a really nice hook.
Increasingly
Yeah.
empty.
Yeah. But there's nothing for it to hold.
I don't even know where to get any fucks to
My
put in
kids
it.
seem to be able to put them in there. They say they have a lot, but I have none.
Your self-induced fucks are no good.
Yeah, no.
here. Yeah.
You know, I tried to print some on my printer, my 3D printer, and then as soon as I went to put them in the bag, they disappeared.
Oh, wow.
It was weird. You know, like
I
all I
don't know.
want is for my bag of fuck holdings
Yeah.
to hold the fucks, and I seem to have none.
Yeah.
We're at time.
Damn. That was quick.
That was quick.
I always get kind of sad at the end of the show.
I have weeping.
Is it from your one brown eye?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I super glued shut.
Oh, yeah. Don't do that.
Did you see those cards?
I
One of
haven't-
these days we'll have to like
No, I didn't look.
finish off. We'll have to like maybe get that Cards Against Humanity pack. Maybe we start finishing off shows by picking out a random card and like reading
Oh.
it and going, and thanks for
That would
from
be
the ass
funny.
pack.
Yeah. That would be funny. All right. Well,
Anyway,
we are the Sad Dads, and we appreciate you listening to the show.
Yeah.
And if you can find it within yourself to share it with somebody, we would appreciate it.
then if you enjoyed the show, we're at whatever repository that affords you a like or a subscribe or whatnot.
Yeah.
Please review or comment. We read them. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And it helps us get out there more.
Absolutely.
So, anyway.
Thanks for
you.
listening, everybody.
We'll catch you next week.
See ya.
All right, bye.